Mabuhay! Welcome to Ways Travel Documentaries. In this episode, I will take you to our recent weekend getaway to Georgia. We began our journey with a 3-hour flight from Abu Dhabi International Airport to Kutaisi Airport in Georgia. Despite the delay of almost an hour, the flight went smooth and we arrived at the airport safe and sound. From Kutaisi Airport, we traveled by road for about 5 hours on our way to our first apartment in the capital Tbilisi. Although it was a long travel time, the hours went so quickly as we were enthralled by the scenery of vast greeneries on the mountains that we saw all throughout our journey. And in no time, we reached the drop-off site in Tbilisi, which is just a few meters away to our apartment. We stayed in a 2-bedroom apartment along a very famous street in the downtown Tbilisi, which really gets busy during the night. We had a balcony overlooking the neighborhood of hotels, restaurants, and bars. The apartment had a fully functional kitchen where we prepared all our breakfasts in the duration of our stay. Once we were settled, we had our first dinner in Tbilisi. Then we had a quick tour of the old Tbilisi and got to see how the old city transformed into a lively city that it is at night. On our day 2 in Tbilisi, Georgia, we visited the Kareva Winery, one of Georgia's famous wineries established in 1959. Georgia is known as the birthplace of wine and has been making wine for more than 8,000 years. It has recently broke the Guinness World Records by being the oldest winemaking nation based on the wine residue found on one of the clay jars Georgia uses for producing the beverage. Its unique winemaking process is even listed as UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. Imagine a tunnel of 7.7 kilometers in length, curved into the rock, filled with the best aging wines. The winery Kareva offers the opportunity of tasting more than 30 varieties of its best wines and participation in the cultural activities such as chacha distillation process, Georgian bread baking, chuchkela making, grilling meat, harvesting, and pressing grapes in Satsnakeli. For the second stretch of our weekend getaway in Georgia, we were back to Kutaisi to explore what the emerging city has to offer. On our arrival, we had a walk at the local wet market and had a lunch at Magnolia Restaurant to experience the Georgian cuisine. The atmosphere and design, just as the foods at the restaurant, are very traditional. From the veranda, you can enjoy the fascinating view to the river. A walk in the cold breeze of spring and droplets of scattered rain followed, while visiting old Orthodox churches and historical edifices. This was truly comforting and mesmerizing at the same time. The first part of the last leg of our Georgian weekend getaway in Getaway, Georgia, was a tour at the Prometheus Cave Natural Monument. The Prometheus Cave is a karst cave formed inside the Flia-Tiscaltubo karst massif located in Tiscaltubo Municipality in Imereti region of Georgia. The total length of the cave is about 11 kilometers, of which 1,060 meters are open to visitors. The cave has a total of 22 halls, 6 of which are currently open to tourists. The vast flora which forms the exterior and facade of the cave is equally breathtaking as the interior, with the majestic stalactites and stalagmites strategically formed, defining the cave's captivating terrain. The tour was certainly remarkable, giving us an unforgettable experience of the true wonders of nature. The next stop in our Getaway exploration was the Mart Valley Canyon. The Mart Valley Canyon is a picturesque place located in the village of Getaway in the municipality of Mart Valley, 210 meters from sea level. From the visitor center situated near the entrance of the canyon starts the tournament footway path, which is cobbled with stones, stretching to a total length of 700 meters. It leads you to the Dadiani Historical Bypath. This monument of nature represents the ravine created by the river Abasha, cut out through the limestone rock sides. The length of the canyon is 2,400 meters and the depth of carving is 20 to 30 meters with a width of 5 to 10 meters. In the middle reaches of the canyon, there are arising 12 to 15 meters long waterfalls with a small falling. One section is highly distinguished, as it is really charming. A must-see place when in Getaway, Georgia is the Ocatsi Canyon, which is located in the territories of the village of Gordy in Coney Municipality, 520 meters above sea level. This breathtaking aerial attraction is not for the faint of heart, but for those who love extreme tours. There is a pedestrian route which goes through Dadiani Historical Forest, a 780 meters long hanging trail, and finishes with panoramic view. From Ocatsi Canyon Visitor Center in Gordy Village, a 6 kilometers long pedestrian passageway starts with 2,300 meters long stone-paved section in Dadiani Historical Forest and leads to the Ocatsi checkpoint where the 780 meters long hanging cliff trail starts. From here, a one-way ends with 20 meters long platform hanging above the canyon and providing panoramic view. This is the visitor's favorite spot for bird watching and taking selfies. This natural monument is a 2-kilometer segment of a 14 kilometers long Ocatsi River. Erosion of river valley created a 3 to 6 meters wide canyon, in some places 15 to 20 meters wide. The canyon depth varies from 20 to 100 meters. The canyon has several waterfalls and several tiny lakes. In some places, the canyon walls almost merged and produced natural caverns. The canyon valley vegetation benefits from the steady water supply and the canyon's peculiar microclimate. Some pretty big trees have grown on its sloping banks, including rare and endangered timber specimens. The river valley is covered with forest bushes. And for our final night in Getaway, Georgia, we had a quick sightseeing of the downtown city and had a sumptuous dinner at Hoe Garden Restaurant afterwards. The foods were really amazing at very reasonable prices. The very next morning, we headed to Getaway Airport on our way back to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. That is all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to react and leave your comment in the comment section. I hope to see you in the next episode of Waste Travel Documentaries. Thank you for watching.